viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. So, Channel NITT has been producing a lot of MBTI episodes, but we are actually a psychology channel and we started off as a psychology channel. So in this episode, we're going to talk about some terms that people use very liberally in their daily language and daily conversations that actually mean something quite different in psychology. So we're going to talk about this today.
This is where majority of the blurry vision lies.
Two of the most misused words that we use very liberally in our everyday language that does not mean what it is in psychology is extrovert and introvert. Many non-psychologists think that introverts are people who are loners, they do not like to socialize, and they are very timid. On the contrary, people also believe that extroverts are people who like to attend gatherings, like to attend social functions, and like to make friends. This is really a big misconception. Big misconception. So in psychology, an extrovert is a person who needs a high level of stimulation to stay aroused. So they usually draw this high level of stimulation that they need from the environment around them. So which is why it is common for an extrovert to seek external stimulation like looking for friends, going for gatherings, attending functions. But it is not necessarily so that an extrovert must do that. Conversely, an introvert is a person who needs a low level of stimulation to maintain arousal. So actually, from the psychological point of view, introversion and extroversion have more to do with the need for stimulation rather than the need for friends. So we have already covered a few episodes on introversion and extroversion. If you would like to know more, then feel free to watch those episodes that we have produced. Since we are talking about friends, another word that we use very commonly in our everyday life that means something different in psychology is antisocial. So a very common way Singaporeans would use the word antisocial is "Hey, join us leh, don't antisocial." So the word antisocial in common usage usually means not sociable and not wanting to participate in social activities. However, in psychology, it has a totally different meaning. So antisocial behaviors are actions that harm or lack consideration for the well-being of others and are usually disruptive for the society. So vandalism would be a form of antisocial behavior. So antisocial behaviors need not be something very big, like destroying buildings, It could be something that many people might just do. In the past especially, when there is chewing gum, people can stick a chewing gum onto a button of the lift. That is antisocial behavior because it's inconsiderate. A third word that people use very liberally in our everyday life that is slightly different in the context of psychology is phobia. Many people just use the word phobia to mean fear, but they are not synonymous. In psychology, a phobia is an intense and irrational fear of something. It could be anything. But more importantly, this fear disrupts your everyday functioning. So naturally, as human beings, we all may have a fear of heights. This is due to our life instinct because we want to live on. So when we look down from a very tall building, we might be afraid. But this is not phobia. A phobia is disruptive to your daily functioning. Now we're going to talk about two pairs of words that people tend to use interchangeably, but they actually mean quite different things. First is race and ethnicity. So when we talk about race, it's a biological trait, so it is inherited from your parents. However, when we talk about ethnicity, it is the culture that you identify with. So for example, you could have Indian parents, but you identify with the Malay culture, so you are Indian by race, but Malay by ethnicity. Now you see something? So the other pair of words that people use interchangeably would be sex and gender. So similarly, sex is biological, what you are born with. So gender on the other hand refers to socially constructed roles, behaviors and identities. So for example, when we talk about males as a gender, it also includes the spectrum of all sorts of behaviors that is expected of the male. This is a man's world. So in many cultures, the male is expected to be the breadwinner of the family. The male child is expected to be macho and not play with Barbie dolls.
I with makeup Barbie doll.
So since young, we have all been gender typed. We have been told what boys should do and what girls should do. So the father plays an exceptional role in gender typing, especially for boys. Research has found that fathers are exceptionally concerned when they know that their 5-year-old or 6-year-old boy is attracted to the color pink. So this is because pink is regarded as a feminine color. So while you can be born one race but identify with another ethnicity, it is also possible for you to be born one sex and identify with the opposite gender. Another pair of words that many people are confused about is empathy and sympathy, and we will discuss that in the ENTJ episode that is coming up very soon. So do watch out for that. Okay, I hope that this episode has helped you to understand some of the psychological terms and how it is used differently from our everyday language. If you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more psychology and MBTI. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye!